Little People, Big Dreams. Alan Turing. Written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara. Little Alan was a boy from London who went to boarding school when he was very young. He was shy and nobody expected much from him. But often the quietest people achieve the most extraordinary things. At school, Alan spent so much time alone that he learned to read all by himself. He could also solve mathematical problems in his head before his teachers taught him how. Everything changed when Alan met Christopher. They both shared a passion for math and science and planned to study at Cambridge University together. Alan just couldn't imagine life without his friend. He had fallen in love. He was ready to move to Cambridge when he got some terrible news. Christopher had died suddenly. Alan, who had always been lonely, felt more alone than ever. College couldn't cure his broken heart, but it kept his brain busy. Soon, Alan was working on a crazy idea, a machine that could calculate any sum. Alan's machine was the ancestor of the computers we use today, but he didn't have the chance to build one. Half of Europe had been invaded by Germany, and Alan's destiny was about to change forever. When Britain joined the war against Germany, Alan and other brilliant minds were hired to break the code used by the Germans to send secret messages to their soldiers. Mathematicians, chess players, engineers, they all failed to crack Enigma, the code-making machine built by the Nazis. Alan knew that another machine, not a human mind, was the only thing to beat it. Nobody believed in Alan's idea, so he wrote to the Prime Minister asking for help to build his device. Once he got permission, it was just a matter of time before his machine solved the first of many riddles. Alan's machines helped to win the war and saved millions of lives. But his name was kept secret and no one knew he was a hero. Alan was just happy to go back to work on his computers. Tragically, Alan became the victim of an unfair law against gay people. He lost his job and was forced to take a bizarre treatment that made him feel very sad. It took more than 50 years for the British government to apologize for treating Alan, and thousands of gay people so terribly. They showed great courage by being themselves in a time of great prejudice. And today, the world is much more open-minded thanks to little Alan, the father of computer science. The boy who believed that those who can imagine anything can create the impossible. Alan Matthew Turing was born in Paddington, London, as the second son to a civil servant, Julius, and his wife Ethel. While his parents lived and worked overseas in India, Alan and his brother John grew up in houses across England. As a young boy, he was given a copy of The Natural Wonders Every Child Should Know, which quickly prompted an interest in the scientific world. Educated at Sherborne School, he met Christopher Markham, a student in the year above him with whom Alan fell in love. Christopher's sudden death at age 19 made Alan more determined than ever to achieve great things. Alan went on to study mathematics at King's College in Cambridge and later at Princeton in the US, nurturing an interest in probability and logic. He was already working part-time for the British government's Code and Cipher School before World War II broke out. In 1939, Allen began to decipher the military codes used by Germany and its allies at Bletchley Park. He invented a machine that intercepted messages sent by the Germans, which alerted Allies forces to attacks and saved millions of lives. Despite terrible persecution and prejudice for being gay, Allen went on to create the early modern computers in the years after the war. More than half a century later, Britain formally apologized for mistreating Allen and millions of other gay men who suffered in Britain. Today, Allen is considered to be the father of computer science and artificial intelligence. The end.